Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Make sure you go to mygreengear.com and jerichogreen.net. You will find exclusive videos there. You will see them nowhere else. Plus, mygreengear.com, 50% off all green gear through Black Friday, or if you're woke, Friday of color. New designs there. I got the Biden quote merchandise there. So funny. Check that shit out. I'll put a link in the description box. mygreengear.com. So I wanted to talk about Gavin bang your wife Newsom and his wife from a time where she used to bang other people. This is before they got married. This has to do with Harvey Weinstein, you know, the hashtag Me Too movement chairman. So he got busted in New York. He's serving over 20 years for the shit he did there. So now they're putting him on trial here for the shit he did in California. So Gavin Newsom's wife is a former actress, and I think she's still an actress, but now she's acting like she's happily married to Gavin Newsom. And she goes by the first partner, not the first lady, because I don't want to, whatever. So she had to go to the trial to testify. And she talked about an alleged incident that took place in 2005. 2 years before she got with Gavin Newsom. Now, keep in mind, we got to keep track of these years. Remember, 2005. That is the year that the alleged sexual assault took place. So she said she went to his hotel room. Yeah, I know. She went to his hotel room. So she shows up to the hotel room, and she said that she was there because she knew that Harvey Weinstein had influence and he could, quote, make or break your career. Those are her words. So she goes to this man's hotel room to talk about her career because he had a bunch of power over the industry that she wanted to get into. So what was she going to his hotel room to offer him to turn the magical key on her career? So she says that she gets there and he comes out and he's wearing a suit. She says then he changes into a robe and he goes up to her and she said, quote, inserted his fingers in my vagina. So he's fingering her. And then she said she got pushed down on the bed and he had a hard time. And this is all the stuff she said. I'm not trying to be crude or crass. She said that he pushed her down in the bed and he had a hard time, no pun intended, he had a tough time getting his penis to go inside of her because he couldn't get it hard. So she said once he finally got hard and it started, she said it was her worst nightmare and she just wanted it to be over. So she started making what she says, quote, sex noises. She started moaning to make him climax faster so she could get out of this nightmare. So she says after he climaxed, she got out of there. Like it was over. And I got up and I left. And all these terrible things. And you hear her tell the story, or in this case, I was reading the article. So you're reading her words. And of course, you're thinking, man, that's so terrible. You know, even though she was trading her goods for his, the point where she said no and started, said no and leave me alone. And that's when it should have stopped. That's when he should have said, all right, cool, get out of here. You're not consenting. I'll leave you alone. Go ahead and leave. But that's not what happened. She said she was like trying to push him off and stuff, but then she stopped and he pushed her on the bed and then he had sex with her. Without her consent, she says. That's the reason they're all here is because he has a problem with having sex with women who don't want him to. So she leaves and she said, well, I figured it was just like a one and done thing. He wouldn't do it anymore. So that's why she didn't pursue any legal action. She didn't call the police. She didn't go to the hospital and get a rape kit performed on her or nothing. She just figured, oh, well, he won't do that anymore. Fast forward 2 years to 2007. Remember, 2005, this happened. 2007, she's with Gavin Newsom. He's running for mayor of San Francisco. And she reached out to somebody to get some advice, maybe some PR advice on what he should do, how he can maximize his chances of being elected mayor of San Francisco. Who did she reach out to? A PR firm? Did she reach out to some political friends of hers? Because she comes from a family of note as well. No, she reached out and sent an email to Harvey Weinstein, the guy who had just allegedly sexually assaulted her 2 years earlier, because that's who you want to reach out to, is your attacker. So she reached out to Harvey Weinstein 2 years later via email asking for some advice. Then she reaches out to him. She has her people get in touch with him and ask him for a $500 donation to her husband. So this guy sexually assaulted you, but you're going to reach out for advice and a little bit of money. Now, how would you feel as a man if your wife reached out to her attacker? Why would you reach out to him? Why would you speak to him? Why wouldn't you come to me? But that's a whole nother video there. So she reaches out to him for advice and money for her husband's campaign after he sexually assaulted her. Then, I think this is the best one. Then she hits up Harvey Weinstein to get her and her husband into an Oscar party. You know how it is. You're going out somewhere and you might know somebody. I might know somebody there. Hey, let me hit them up and they can get me in. So that's who you hit up to get in? Babe, let's go to this Oscar party. Cool, let me call up my sexual assaulter and see if we can get us into the festivities. So number one, why didn't you go to the police? Number two, why are you waiting so long to say shit now? And number three, why would you continue to reach out to the man who made you live through, quote, the worst nightmare, your worst nightmare? That's what you said on the stand, your worst nightmare. So how much weight should we give what she's saying? You reached out to him for PR advice, for a donation to your husband's campaign, and to get you into a fucking Oscar party. So that begs the question, how traumatizing was it? And was it without consent? Because let me make this very clear. Just because somebody has power and influence, that's not wrong. That's not illegal. And because they use their power and influence to get clam, that's not illegal. It may be immoral to some, but it's not illegal. I don't think it is. If you know this man has power and influence and you're willing to trade your puss for some of that, that's called being a grown-up. That's your vagina. You give it to whoever you want. But don't act like you're some kind of damsel in distress. You're some babe lost in the woods. Oh, he was so powerful and scary. I didn't know what to do. Bullshit. You knew what you had to offer and you knew it could get you what you wanted. That's what you did. That's why you went to his fucking hotel room in the middle of the night. Let's not play stupid. Let's not act like you're not a grown-ass woman. So let me make that very clear. When a man uses his power and influence to fuck beautiful women, that is not illegal. That's called life. That's called commerce. Goods and services. So no, I don't feel sorry for those women at all because you got played. You went up there and took a gamble with your vagina and lost. That's your fault. Tough titty, said the kitty. Get him next time, kiddo. That's not illegal. He shouldn't be in jail or in trouble just for that. Now, when the woman says, no, stop, anything after that, you're in trouble, Harvey. And she's talking about, they asked, well, can you describe his penis? Well, it would look like a fish and it was uncircumcised and there was all kinds of extra skin down. It was a very disgusting description. No man wants his dick described as fish-like, whether in its look or its smell. So you were staring down the barrel of this ugly, overskinned dick, and you still did it? You must have really wanted that role or whatever influence he was going to flex for you. You must have really wanted it. She said he was out of shape and had all kinds of bruises and stretch marks. And after all that, you still did it. So you get no sympathy for that. Do I think Harvey Weinstein sexually assaulted her? Hell no. If he did, why would you stay in contact with him? Why would you reach out to him for help? It's not like you were burning and he was the only person standing around with a full bladder. It's not like you were hanging off a cliff and Harvey Weinstein happened to walk by. Please help me, Harvey. You reached out for some PR shit, some money, and to get on a guest list. That doesn't sound like the victim of a sexual assault to me. That sounds like somebody reaching out to someone that they're cool with. You tell me what you think in the comment section. Make sure you go to mygreengear.com and jerichogreen.net. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to jerichogreen.net and mygreengear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.